Okay. I want to talk on how. Okay, my name is Akedik Oladun. I'm here to talk about how MoneyPoint and OPay has transformed Nigeria's system to technology. The rise in fintech in Nigeria has completely changed how millions of people interact with money. Companies like MoneyPoint and OPay, they did not just build payment app, they reshape the accessibility and speed and trust across the country. Now start from the founder of MoneyPoint, the brief history of it. MoneyPoint was founded in 2015 by Tosin Olorunda and Felix Ike. Tosin previously worked in software engineering and banking technology, where he observed the inefficiency of Nigeria payment system. He then Their mission was to build a reliable financial infrastructure for businesses and undeserved community. MoneyPoint started by providing banking tools to Opay agents and merchants before expanding it into banking payments, business loans, transfers, processing payments, agency banking. MoneyPoint is one of the largest banking agent platform. Why the founder the history of Opay. Opay is launched in Nigeria in 2018 by and it is backed by its opera. Its operations were driven by leaders including Yahuzo and their services. They expanded rigidly through agent network, and their services are transfer, airtime and bill payments, POS agencies, mobile payments and instant transfer, then digital wallet. The problem they the overview of how they were before, the limited to limited banking access in rural areas, long queue or slow transaction, difficult in account opening processes and so on like that. Then now they make transaction reliable and faster, mobile payment and instant transfer. They they make mobile payment and instant transfer. They create they make people they provide digital tools for business. POS agencies around are now available nationwide. Why the problem they solve? They create employment opportunities, they improve financial exclusion, they they help in they support SMEs banking needs, and they help in cashless transaction. They improve cashless transactions. Why the growth of money point the growth impact of money point now is they processes billions of naira monthly. They helps in providing millions. They support millions of businesses. um they were formerly, like, when there was scarcity of cash, money point played a major role at that period. While for Opay, millions of app users nationwide, strong adoption among students and traders, expanded inclusion across nationwide, and help normalize cashless transaction. The overall the overall impact for both of them, they limit they increase digital literacy, they push traditional bank to improve in digital service, they help in providing digital tools for businesses, and they boosted entrepreneurship opportunities. In conclusion, Moniepoint and Opay transform Nigeria banking now, and fintech innovation solved real life financial challenges. Fintech Nigeria fintech help in helps in those that are facing challenges. It helps them to, okay, now they are generally recognized across the nationwide, and now the accessibility and simplicity remains their key to their success. Thank you.
Thank you. The pressure is getting worse, and coming up next is Ajibade Sunday. Put your hands together for Ajibade Sunday.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayibari Sondimayowa. I'm here to discuss the challenges on how Open and Money Point transfer Nigeria financial infrastructure from the former way to the modern era. So firstly, I will start from the overview of the founder, the brief history of the founder. So I will start from Money Point. So Money Point was founded by Tosin Eniola and Felix Ike. So they both work in InterSwitch as an engineer. So majorly what they did is that they they provide solution for software solution for POS. So through that, they are able to master financial infrastructure and they are able to pinpoint the problem. So back to Ope. So Ope was the co-founder of Ope was from China. So Zoyawi. I don't know whether I pronounce it well. So Zoyawi. So he was a billionaire entrepreneur. So actually before Ope, he founded Kunlun, Kunlun. So what they do in that company is that they provide web game solution. So that's what they do. So after that, he was also the chairman of Opera Software, which is Opera browser. So actually, they see the problem in different perspectives. What OPC is that thousands of Nigeria users can use Opera Mini during that era. But why? Limited of them can access financial infrastructure. They can perfectly bank very well. So actually, and that's what Money Policy also is that Money Point is in Nigeria. They are Nigerians and they are able to see our problem very well compared to them. So what they did is that they focus on business. They do small and medium scale enterprise. That's what they focus on. So that's what Money Point focus on. So let me talk about the challenges. So before the way they use banking system, during the era of traditional commercial bank, so where like all these GT First Bank, the way they do. So they operate on physical branch and ATM, which is not enough. That's why people will queue from morning till night to maybe if there is any problem or maybe they want to get their money in bank. And sometimes maybe they want to register for bank. So it requires a lot of paperwork, which is very stressful compared to the solution Money Point and PalmPay bring to the table. So let me talk about Ope. What Ope did is that Ope introduced super app. So whereby they leverage on Huawei cloud computing and Google Cloud to create advanced cloud computing infrastructure in order so that there won't be too much delay in banking and money transfer. So before that time, what all these commercial banks depend on is they run on centralized computing, whereby all these branches they are just serve as input. The real thing that process the data processing, the database management and everything is being coordinated at their headquarters, which is they use a powerful mainframe computer, whereby is the one that do all the whole work. So they operate in monolithic architecture, whereby there is one server that serves everything. So if there is too much load on that server, so it will break. So that's why they might see maybe 90% people are banking very well, while others are not able. Maybe there is failure in transaction. So majorly, what commercial bank focus on, they focus on urban area people, whereby people that can access physical bank, whereby they left all those rural area whereby they can't access banking very well. So that's what OPay and money points for. But they solve it in different perspective, whereby money point pick it use money point use it empower small and medium scale business. That's what it do by providing them agent network, whereby it bring POS closer to people. People at the market, people at inside kiosk, people under umbrella. That's what they do. And through technology, they are able to solve that problem. So before the problem is that the problem before is that they might debit you and they might not able to refund you, whereby it might take process before you go to bank and lodge complaint. So what they solve is that they integrate reverse process, whereby once they debit you and you are not able to, they will reverse the money back so far the transaction does not complete. So that's why they use microservice architecture, whereby if any part of their application fail, it won't affect other application compared to commercial bank what they use. So actual commercial bank, they use COBOL to run their infrastructural service. They use COBOL as programming language. But what OPay and money points is that they implement Go language, that's Google language. So whereby it can handle concurrency, whereby thousands users can make transaction and it work effectively. So and money points, what they focus on is business. They lend POS to businesses to run servicing, cash in, cash out service. So that's what they do, and they fund them. So what OPay did is that it just introduced app whereby you guys can make transaction with mobile application very faster. They implement wallets, they implement top up whereby you can buy card, you can recharge. And what both of them see is that people are using phone number. Why can't we turn phone number to our account number instead of using normal? So that's what they do, whereby people can be using their phone number as their account number. So that's what they do. So actually during 2023, that's their major milestone, whereby there is cashless. So what they do is that money points able to control the flow of, they are the primary people, they are the primary fintech that control the flow of the flow of money, whereby they can distribute money to people that is under kiosk to their agent, through their agent. So they can easily distribute money through their agents. So that's what they do. So that's their major milestone. Let's talk about the problem they solve. The problem they solve is that they use technology, advanced technology to they use advanced technology to bridge the gap of the commercial way of banking, and they bring over 5 million of rural area that is not into financial institution before. They bring them through the power of technology. So that's what they do. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Put your hands together for him once again, please. And please don't forget, if you have any question from the first lecture, please write it down, because after this challenge, we have question and answer. Coming up next is Adedeji Abdullahi. Put your hands together for him, please.
So good day, everyone. My name is Cresdig Abdullahi, and I won't stay long. I will just be brief and short. So imagine in Nigeria where you have to line up in a queue for you to just send money, and imagine traveling long distances for you to send and withdraw money, or just to access banking services. That was the situation some years ago, but thanks to MoneyPoint and Opay, we made them, which made banking services easier. I'll start with the founders of MoneyPoint and Opay. Okay, the founders of MoneyPoints were Tosin Elorunda and Felix Ike, which founded MoneyPoints, which was formerly known as Team APT in 2015. So they made this the goal of MoneyPoints was to support digital services, but which later turned out to be one of the largest fintech companies. And for OP, the founder was Zuyawi, which played a major role in the creation and expansion of OP in 2018. So, what makes their story inspiring? Okay, what makes their story inspiring was that they did not wait for foreign solutions to solve African problems. They built the problems. They built the solution themselves. Now, MoneyPoint and OP have transformed the banking system in Nigeria in a very bigger way, which made banking more accessible and easier to a lot of Nigerians. One major way they achieved this was financial inclusion. What is financial inclusion? Financial inclusion is making banking services accessible to more people. So they made this before now. Banking services was only accessible to people in the rural areas and people in the urban areas, while people in the rural areas were kind of excluded. So um, they brought banking services close to the rural areas by using mobile apps and agent banking, which is the POS. So now, even small traders, students, and transport workers, bikemen, can easily send and receive money without even entering a bank, which was not the case few years ago. And another important transformation is the promotion of cashless economy through POS machines, mobile wallets, and instant transfers. MoneyPoint and OPay reduced people dependency on cash. During the period of cash scarcity some years ago, many people relied on these platforms, MoneyPoint and OPay, to carry out daily transactions and keep business running. So they have also improved speed and convenience. Traditional banking often involved delays and stress, but now 24 hours a day, you can only use, let's say, a second to just transfer the money you want to transfer without needing to go into a bank or go into stress. Now, in addition, these fintech companies have created jobs for thousands of people, thousands of Nigerians, through the use of POS agents. Small business can earn extra income by providing money points and OP services in their communities. Most importantly, they push the traditional banks to improve their digital services. Because of fintech innovation, traditional banks like Access Bank, Fidelity Bank, these traditional banks, the fintech companies push them to improve their digital services, to improve the way they send and receive money, and also to improve their mobile apps. Now, almost every traditional banks have mobile apps. Am I right? Yeah. So almost every traditional banks have mobile apps. It was not the case some years ago. You had to enter their bank to send money, but they now have mobile apps. Now, in conclusion, MoneyPoint and OPay have not only changed banking in Nigeria, they have changed the lives of millions of Nigerians through technology. They made banking more accessible. They promoted financial inclusion. They encouraged cashless transactions, and they created jobs and modernized the financial system. So, sorry, as the speaker said before, Mr. Ahmed, he said we should not wait for foreign companies to provide solutions to our problems. We should build our solutions ourselves. So that was what the Money Point and OPay, that was what they did. So my name is Aditi Abdullahi. Thank you, and that's all.
Thank you so much. The last person but not the least, put your hand together for our dear Grace.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. So, we are here to, I'm here to talk. My name is Grace Akondi. My name is Grace Akondi. So, I'm here to talk about the challenge, which is how OP and Money Point transform the banking system through technology. So, I'll firstly talk about these founders and what they have done, the impact they have made in this world. So I want to talk about money point OP. OP was created OP was created by Opera Mini company, a popular Opera Mini web browser. They are web browsers, so they are the one that created OP in 2018. So the person that really contributes mostly to this for this OPE to be successful is called is a Chinese man. His name is Zoe Jai. I don't know his name. I cannot pronounce his name very well. His name is Zoe Nai. So he's a Chinese man. He really believe on he is an investor. As I read about him, he's an investor. He usually invests in technology. Like he studied in computer science. He studied computer science. So this man he has so much, I don't know how to call it. He had so much boldness. Like he has seen the problem that Africans are going through, especially during the cashless policy where there was no cash at all, that everywhere was not good. So this man really do a lot for us, and he invested into Opera Mini company. So the Opera Mini company build this. So I want to talk about the person that did Money Point. Money Point is created by two people. They are Eniolorunda and Felix Zike. They are students of OAU. They are students of OAU. They graduated from OAU. Olorunda he graduated from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, while Felix Zike graduated from the Computer Science Department. But despite the fact that Eniolorun that was a mechanical student, he still have passion for software engineering. Like he has passion for it. So from my research I make, I saw that both of them they have worked with a banking system before. They have worked with the banking system before, where they build software. They build software for banking when they noticed that there was a problem. When they noticed that there was a problem in this banking institute. So they bring solutions to them. But later they had a thing called Team Apps. Yes, Team Apps. So later they now change it to Money Point. They changed it to Money Point. They have really brought so much change in this world. Like they have really brought so much change. What I really gain in the lives of these people, right? They have really transformed the lives of people. Like in what sense? There are some people that they have not gone to school before, and yet if they give them POS machine, they can operate it very well. It transform the heart, like it bring high mentality into the heart of people. Like it raise the hope of people. Even some people, they will be saying that if you have low knowledge about this thing, you can do this, you can do that. There is employment. There is an employment for even if you have just a knowledge. So what are these what what is banking system before? Like what has they done? Like before, banking system was very stressful. You have to go to their location to get your money to transfer to do all sorts of things, to pay bills. I remember that time. It's until you want to that we'll be taking a NEPA bill to bank. So but now fintech company, they have so much provide financial problems for us, like financial problems through technology. You can make your bills, you can transfer instantly, you can, without even, you don't have cash, in your own comfort zone. In your own comfort zone, they have so much make it easy for us. They have transformed the world. Yes, they have transformed the Africa at large. So what will I say again? We can see their milestones and their impact. Like I've said before, they have so much make impact. Yes, they have so much make impact in the sense that they have reached many millions of Nigerians, many millions of Africa, many millions of people that does not even think that they can operate. I have one of my daddy. He has not gone to school, but if you take 100 phone like this, I was even the one that opened the OPay for him. He was like, Akini Dao. He does not have bank. We are laughing. He does not have this commercial bank yet. He still has money. Like, you know that I can do data, I can pay my bills, I can do everything. So this fintech company, they have so much transformed us. They have so much transformed us. So this is a challenge to every one of us. As our speakers have said that there are still much problems to solve. There are still more problems to solve. Don't say that they have solved everything. No, they have not solved everything. There are still much problems to solve. You can transform life. You can bring hope into life again through your own impact, through your own critical thinking and all of that. So this is what I have to say. So Money Point and No Pay, we thank them for what they have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. We have come to the end of the TWB 2.0 challenge, and I can say that it's indeed a wonderful moment and a wonderful session. If you know that, put it together for all our speakers. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Ajao Precious, Ajala Joseph, Ajibade Sunday, Akidipe Esther, Adedeji Abdullahi, and Akode Grace. That was such a wonderful presentation. It's actually not easy. Kanipe is easy. Everybody would have want to be here holding the mic and talking about it, but I know that our judges are going to meet and do a quick meeting so that we can know the winner. As I've said earlier, we can only have one winner. I'm sorry, we can only have one winner. And so we are waiting for our judges. When we are waiting for them, while we are waiting for them, do you have any questions from the first lecture that we had from Mr. Wasiu Ahmed? Is there anybody that have any question concerning the lecture? Do you have any question concerning the professionals? You have question? From the live, there's a question. Okay. We have one question from the live. Even those who, big shout out to all of our online streamers. Is that what they call them? To our online viewers. Yes, that's what I want to say. Thank you so much for joining us. Please put your hands together for our online viewers. They can't be here, but they are there. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate. So, we are saying that it's only one person that has a question. Okay. So that means I'm going to ask us a question from what he has said. Should I? He mentioned some professionals and what they have built, the solution that they've solved. Can you just mention three or two of them? I mean the ones that I mentioned. Yes.
Paystack one, Sola Akinlade, and be the founder of the Paystack. From Flutter Wave, we have Olugbenga Agbola. If Olugbenga Agbola, we focus on how to make a transaction like you want to transfer the money. Flutter Wave, yeah. You want to make an online payment in the sense that you want to fund your wallet. You serve as the third party API that's going to transfer your money to the bank you want to send it, the owner of the bank. Yes.
Put hands together for him, actually. Thank you. I asked, can you mention the professionals he mentioned? Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, he mentioned that he mentioned some things to do for you to be from learners, from ordinary learner to a professional. I want someone to mention at least two of the things that I mentioned for you to be moved from. Put hands together for Miss Nafisat. Put hands together for her. Just say it.
I will say.
Oh yeah.
So the first one is we should build on our mindset.
You're not showing.
We should build on our mindset. So they can hear me like this. I'm very vocal.
It's only
Like work on your mindset
work on your mindset.
and also be consistent.
Be consistent. Put your hands together for her. I don't know most of you. Put hands together for Mr. Sunday Jare.
Show up all the time, and
All the time.
you have to doubt your doubt.
Doubt your doubt. Yes. There is something I will be telling you that you cannot do it. You cannot do it. Doubt that thing and say, no, I am ready for this. I am made for this. And tell that thing that what? I can do it. Tell that thing that you can do what? I can do it. And eh, do your best and do the rest. Yes. What are the challenges? He mentioned some challenges that you will face because it's not you cannot expect the journey to be smooth and just with no problems. What are the challenges I mentioned?
Criticism, self-doubt, and learning takes time. You have to be patient and persevere.
You have to be patient. It's not easy. It takes time. He said a Rome is, was not built in a day, but it starts in a day. So it takes time. All these people that you are seeing, even our speaker, even the CEO, Cresdig did not start yesterday. It takes time. It's been years. They have been building, working day, night, even when people are applauding them, when people are not applauding. They are working because they have vision, they know what they are doing. They are very, very certain of the dream and they are working to attain that dream. Who is the founder of Childek? Eh? Femi Aluko. Who is the founder of Money Point? Who is the founder of Cresdig Innovation Hub? Do you need what? Do you need water? Okay. Some people are not even you cannot even say it. Mr. Aziz Ayoyinka, put your hands together for our CEO. He said that's not his name. That's not his name actually. Yes. Mr. Ayoyinka Aremu Abdul Aziz. Is that your name, sir? Mr. Ayoyinka Aremu Abdul Aziz. Abdul Hafiz. Is that your name? Abdul Hafiz. Okay, is that Hafiz? I tried actually. Mr. Ayoyinka Aremu Abdul Hafiz. Put your hands together for him. is also the founder of Cargo and founder of Trace Creative Agency. Put your hands together for him now. It be easy. Okay. You can do it actually. And I pray it will be easy for every one of us in the name of Jesus. Thank you. So we are still waiting for them. See, all these people, you are giving them tough time to know the winner. See, we have 4 men on the papers trying to know who is the winner. You have your winner. And also during the lecture, the speaker mentioned something that he said people don't hire learners, they hire professionals. Do you know, if you check LinkedIn, let me just pick LinkedIn out of a lot of websites that people are looking for job, and there's job, and there are people that are looking for the job. Jobs are available. Some people that they are not up to the task are available too. So make sure that you pull up your head game. You are a professional, because there are jobs everywhere. The other time, I didn't really read that because I'm actually not really interested in it. When this Tosin that was saying that there were 500 vacancy or so, yes, and they couldn't get anybody to fit in that position, and people were drilling him for that. I don't know what caused that, because I know that there are people that they know what they are doing in Nigeria. Nigeria are very, very smart people. They are intelligent. We have large percentage that they are not very, very intelligent. But then again, large percentage of Nigerians are smart people and intelligent people. Now he's saying that there is 500 vacancy in Money Point and there's nobody to fit in that position. What can cause that is probably the people that they are saying they are not professionals yet, or there is a specific thing that they are looking for and they can't get it. So make sure you are good at what you are doing. There is job. People are saying there is no job, there is no job, there is no job. There might not be job where you are looking at, but if you search well, there are jobs. You just have to meet up to the expectations of what those people are looking for. So we are still waiting for them. So there's no question anyways. Can we have the question from the live? Read it, yes, read it out.
The person said, can Mr. Ahmed, the first speaker, can he put us through how his learning journey went? Yeah.
Yes, so there is a question that can you put us through how your learning journey, how it went? Can you just give us a summary?
Okay, thank you very much. When it comes to my own learning, which might still be different from yours, but it wasn't really smooth. I would tell you for free that I had a lot of failures. I remember those days when I was still in class. Most things doesn't make sense because the first time in SS classes where you're supposed to have, maybe you're in science, you have commercial, you have art. The whole time I was at home for financial reasons. I wasn't in school. So the second time it was difficult now to pick up the basics that others have learned, the fundamentals they've learned in science, in chemistry, in physics class. So I had to dedicate extra time to reading. So it wasn't rosy when I had to write my work. It wasn't, I didn't clear all of my grades that time. But then I made up my mind to learn these things on my own. So I attended the tutorial session. So, and I was able to pick all of these concepts quite easily because I pay more attention to details. I read in between lines. I begin to see connection between every subject around me. I learn from biology I use it to solve problems in chemistry, in physics. You understand? So most times before I move into another topic, I make sure I understand everything. So understanding was what pushed me here. I don't do cramming. I don't do it. It's not even part of me. You won't ask me to define a concept and I give you the same definition over and over. I repeat it until it becomes a part of me. So that's why today, even if you ask me about what I've learned while I was in secondary school, I can tell you everything word for word because those words really communicated to my own understanding. So I don't just pick things that I cannot explain. So most times this also was quite stressful while I was in the school because whenever I need to teach, I want to make sure I understand why am I teaching exactly this. So if I'm going to teach computer, why do I have to teach computer in the first place? So the end goal is always part of what I need to know. Okay, it will help me to know about this and this. So once I come to class, it's easy for me to carry almost everybody along. So when you learn the art of reading between lines, please, sentence by sentence. Don't move to the next, paragraph until you can decipher exactly what the first sentence is talking about, because it comes back to building a puzzle. So if you are the type that likes to just skip through things, you won't get the substance of what you need to become a very strong learner. And luckily enough, I begin to see the result of learning on my own, taking the textbooks out and beginning to check. Okay, whenever there's a new word, I have to go back again and check what does this really mean? What message is this trying to pass? So with time, I begin to see myself doing better than those who bully us in schools then. Because we have people in our class then, they were good, maybe because they have some brothers who are already in higher institutions of learning. So they will come back to class and say, look at this topic, look at this question. How many of you can solve it? I give you 100 naira, you can solve it. I know where I belong. I dare not even show my face. You understand? I know a lot of them then that used to, carry with them questions so that anybody who is able to solve it would get prizes. You can imagine the type of situation one has to go through. But with time, with dedication, once I pick things up, I seems to begin to understand it seamlessly. So there are concepts that you may not understand before, but because you are putting your mind to it now, they will be so clear that you feel like, what happened to you then that you don't really understand things? So part of what really also helped me was owning my own knowledge. No, this thing must become a part of me. So that's why for me, I don't go to a new thing until I pick the first thing very, very well. It doesn't matter how long I have to stay on it. And I built this habit over time that at some point, even in my area now, somebody was asking for me, and you can just imagine what the person said. He came to my house and was asking for the man that always carry bags around. Like I feel like somebody who carries bag around. Because for me, I always pick something that I need to really learn. I don't stop learning because once you stop learning, you start getting old. So it's part of where I derive pressure, to talk to people about concepts, about things they need to do to improve their lives. So most times, everybody who only reads just to get grades, that's not really learning. Learning is what is with you, even when you don't have those books with you anymore. So you now have a lot to do. When you hear a new concept, go deeper, ask yourself again, repeat it. What is this saying? So until you are able to explain it in your own words, don't use the concept you read in the textbook. What does this really mean? Dig deeper until you're able to do that. Learning has not taken place, and that spot is not very comfortable. That is when you eat the deep, when you eat the plate too. It feels like you need to go back and refresh. You want to go out and play around. But when that time comes, sit to it and say, no, I need to get through this particular block. If you are not able to do that, you can ask friends, please, have you gotten, an understanding of this sentence? It might just be one sentence sometimes, because that is where the key lies. So picking your understanding by yourself is the most important thing. That's why today for me, I take videos. I also use text. I want to get to the root of everything. So getting to the root will help you to become a master of most of the things you learn. And you can become a very special, learner when you get to class. You will hardly find anything that that looks difficult for you because you are willing to take it one at a time. So whether it is mathematics models, of course, you learn to simplify things. So, and you continue to refine it. So with that, explain it in your own language. Explain it in your own language. What is photosynthesis, for instance? What does it really mean? In fact, I use this to explain to people who are in higher institutions before I got admission myself. Because then all of these things comes back to our own understanding. So if we understand English enough, that's another thing. If you understand English enough, you can pick up anything and understand what it is students recently. And I told them, please lay more emphasis on the English for them because that is the language of instruction as far as all of these things we are doing is concerned. So the more you know when it comes to understanding concept language, especially English language now, it will help you a whole lot. It will help you a lot. Even in mathematics, the language of instruction is still English language. So the more English you can speak, the more vocabulary you're able to pick, the better you become at what you read. So once those things continue to appear to you as a drama, you are getting to where you need to be. So for me, as I can pick up a book and begin to assimilate most of the things I pick, because most words, maybe I've either come across them. And anything that is not clear to me, I will not leave. That's why I had to pick almost a paragraph, put it on an AI tool. Please explain this to me. Some of them were giving me a lot of, so I had an understanding, then I proceed to the next thing. So please don't leave until you can say, I understand this concept now, and it has become my own. I can use my own language. I can define this by myself. If you are not able to define it by yourself, you are yet to know it. If not, you are likely to forget exactly everything that you've read. I hope that answers the question. Okay, so for people who are slow learners, if you have observed yourself, you are a slow learner, it is not permanent. It is not permanent. Being a slow learner, that means you are still at the stage where you are trying to train your brain. You are doing almost plus one each time you read. And then you get to a point where it is no longer addition to your knowledge. You are always multiplying what you have, the results. So if you can, they say slow and steady wins the race. It's not about how many volumes you are able to consume every day. It's about picking it up. In fact, I like to text people because I always want to see, do you even understand what you are saying in the first place? So when you speak, do you understand what you're speaking? Because you go for interviews, for example, I interview people, and when they talk a lot of things. I will tell you, you don't even know what you are saying because you are mixing things up already. So it's come back to, even though I am slow now, you won't be slow forever. The thing is never stop, never stop. That is the problem. Once you don't stop, in fact, I can tell you that slow and steady would eventually win that race. So if you compare yourself with somebody who does, 10 pages a day, and you are consistent, you say, have a page, I pick it. Have a page, I pick every day, consistently now. You are using consistency as your own booster now. Don't mind the other person who doesn't have to read at all throughout the semester, but when it comes to exam time, is able to pick his books and, read through it. So you are using the other thing of steadily. He was not steady with it. And that is why sometimes, practice can beat talent. Most places are beating talent. So it's not just about the talent, it's about consistency too. If you are consistent with it, you beat somebody who is a genius. And that is why you need to start taking notes. Note taking is still a skill you've got to pick up right now. It is very important. If I showed you how much notes I try to write, because when you put down notes, you are communicating with your brain. You are active at that time. You are writing exactly what you know. So don't allow yourself to be fooled that when you read a concept, you feel like you have picked it. No, it's not like that. It's not rocket science. It has not stage. It is still on your RAM. It has not gone into the ROM. So it's still random. Of course, if anytime you play around, you are likely to forget it 70% of the time, unless you are very intentional about it. So there's a time you read, and even though you are slow now, you're able to pick, 2 pages, for example, 1 page, for example. I can tell you will improve. That's where your growth mindset comes, because you are training your brain. So a time will come when you are taking more than you think you used to take before. It happens a lot. And that's how the brain works. Your brain gets elastic at some point because you've introduced new things to it. The first time is going to be slow because you are just getting used to it, right? The person who says is a slow learner at some other things is not slow, right? So learning can become so alien to that person because he has not been used to it. It will, at a time will come when his brain will fight it. It doesn't look like Korean movie anymore. You are reading through the lines. In fact, I will tell you, I sleep a lot before. If I have to pick up a book before I finish one page, I'll doze off. That is how serious it was. Because it gets so boring because my brain wasn't used to it initially. You understand? So, but because now I'm an adult, I can make up my own mind. I can be very intentional at what I do. No, I want to do these things. So it doesn't matter whether you are slow, it's not a problem. Use this method, consistency is more than anything. In fact, they say the faintest ink of a scholar is better than the brain of a genius. The faintest ink of a scholar is better than what? The brain of a genius. Many times you might fail, but what you have, put down will be there. So go back to it over and over, and before you know it, it's become you. It's become you yourself. So please, it's not just about reading and then you are, regurgitating what you have read, but you have assimilated it completely. That you can replace words. You can now begin to replace words. You can say, I don't need to use this word. Let me bring in this word. You are personalizing the knowledge. You are making it your own. Do you understand that? So until you make it on your own, so whether it takes you a little time, no, don't compare yourself with others. Are you improving? You are competing against yourself, not with your brother. Do you even know? I tell people life is just like you are having a nice car race. If somebody overtakes you now, that doesn't mean you won't still get there before him. It's a long way. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It doesn't end today. We have a long way to go. So there are a lot of things that might stop him along the journey. So when you think you are slow, like, wow, this person is riding, what's the latest vehicle now? You might still get ahead of him. Just take these principles along with you. You are armed enough, you have this, this nice car. Of course, it can't run as fast as this other person. But I can tell you, if he's not careful along the road, he's a kind of a pothole. And he might be stuck. You just say, oh, you are still here. Well, I'm going past you now. So please don't take it personal. You're not competing against anybody in your class. You're not competing against anybody. You're competing against yourself. So before I used to read 2 lines, and today I'm now taking 3 lines. I think I'm improving. I think that should give you what you need, not comparing yourself. Because if you continue to compare yourself, you won't win that battle ever. You will never win it ever. So for me, if anybody overtakes today, it's okay. It's okay. There are things you also have learned that he has not learned. And he will learn it the hard way. The hard way. There was a time I failed in business, and then I was saying, thank God I failed in here. And people were surprised. Why would you thank God? I said, see, the lesson I learned is more than the money I lost. I was looking at the experience. I was looking at the learning that I was supposed to pick from that failure. Because if I had not learned that lesson, I tell you, I will lose more than that. It's just like when somebody teaches me a lesson because I lose, let's say, 40,000 naira on a particular trade. Do you understand? On a particular deal, I lost about, let's say, 40,000 naira, for example. And looking at it very well, I can see that this lesson is worth more than $1 million, dollars. Because tomorrow somebody might trust me with a particular money and say, yes, I think you know business very well. And if I have not picked this lesson, I will destroy the entire money. I will burn it. I will burn it. So you only need to focus on your own self. Once you are improving, if it is little, I'm okay with it. If you cannot fly, we say do what? Run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But never stop. Never stop. That is the truth. So you have to do things at your own pace. You have to be lenient with yourself at some point. You've got to discipline yourself, but don't stop. So it doesn't really matter whether you are slow at learning or you are very fast at learning. So people who read through things, they read. You can't be so sure that they understand what they are reading. You can't be so sure. So all you have to do is focus on your own self, and I think you will get better at what you do. So, any other question? Okay.
Yeah, thanks for also look at like transitioning from the profession to intake. Like what advice do you have?
Okay, thank you. That's one of the common questions you get for people who plans to transition from one career to another, and we have examples of people who have done that. What part of what you need is being in the right community. Be in the right community. Community would help you a whole lot. Mentorship will help you a whole lot. The first thing is, after you have decided what really sparks your interest. Okay, you say, okay, I want to learn, let's say, for example, UI UX. UI UX, that's what piques your own interest. Of course, you can't trust every person on the road. You can't trust tutorials. Tutorials are meant to hit millions so that money can come into the account. So you have all these thumbnails that look so nice. You feel like this is your story. You understand? You have a lot of platforms where people already know your pain point. They know you want to transition. They know you are tired. So they are setting a trap also for you at some point. So you have to be wise enough. I've fallen into such traps before, traps of because I want to transition into something, then I see myself becoming exploited. A lot of money, hundreds of thousands sometimes, because I trusted them. I felt like, no, my problem is I want to leave what I do now because I think I'm not getting what I deserve. So the first thing is, once you make up your mind about what you intend to do now, because we are just starting out, please don't involve yourself in too many things. You have a lot of choices, right, to pick from. Maybe I happen to be a commercial student, for example, or I'm into banking and finance, and now I'm eyeing a tech skill. So ask yourself, what exactly do I want to learn? Once you pick it up, getting the right mentorship would be necessary. Somebody who has done well there, ask them, how is it like? What opportunities are there for you? Stay consistent. You use the same apply. You apply the same approach. Use the same results. If you've done it before somewhere else, you can do it yet again in another skill. So don't let your formal education get in the way of your own success. Don't say because I studied Yoruba or I am a mechanical engineer, or for example, I'm an electrical engineer, so that is what I am trained to be. No. And we've heard about the story of people who have built a lot of things. Look at people like Tosin Enilonda. He was a mechanical engineer. He wasn't the only mechanical engineer that was employed, right? But he didn't allow that to stop him. He didn't allow that to stop him. So once you have picked an interest, work with that community. Look for people who are ahead of you. For example, if you are learning digital, let's say data analysis now, it would look quite difficult for you because you are learning something quite different from what you used to learn. The languages will be different, and you just have to be patient with yourself. So don't get bored and then you lose your focus. There will be the way you feel is going to be, you're not even more comfortable. You're not going to be comfortable with it because this is very new for you. Even what they will be saying, you don't know it. I was supposed to have a class with students on solar, but then I have some students who are they are in agricultural department. So the first thing were the jargons. Me, I don't understand PV. What do you mean by PV? I have this background in agriculture. So if you are talking about farm tools now, I can pick it faster. Yes, I agree with them. But because they remain resilient, the class was quite simple. They attended from the beginning to the end. So your motivation, your dream will not let yourself get chased away. So once you are willing to do it, you say, this is what I've made up my mind to do. So then you can simplify every other problem. The only thing you need to do is apply the same concept we have given, because it works across board. Learning is still learning. Once I know how to learn, I can learn any skill, use the same method. People have used it before. They learn a lot of things, they use the same formula, it will continue to work because these are the recipes of success. So once you can apply those recipes, irrespective of what you intend to study, whether it's a new language you want to study, for example, Korea, good, good. So then what else do you like using when you need to learn? Some people prefer to use videos. Some people, they are like that. They like audio visuals. Some, they like text-based things. What type of person are you when it comes to learning? Do you prefer to read documentations, read text, or use videos? I hope you understand. So ask questions also, because you are just very new. Of course, ask questions. Most especially, work with your team lead, your tutors. Ask them these questions. So we'll be having counseling sessions, of course, just to look at specific issues each and every one of us might be having, to help us, create a pathway, because some of this journey can be very individualized. Everybody might say they are not serious, but you have a plan for yourself. So it's an individual journey. It's also a collective journey. So we can have a collective, for example, I can ask yourself about your background now. You can see how can we, where can enjoy the benefit of what you have learned in the past. How can we leverage on things you've learned before? So it doesn't mean that you've not learned anything. In fact, what I tell people is once you have secondary education, that might be all that you need sometimes in tech. You can speak very well, you need it. You will need it. I hope you understand this. So everything, if you are coming from a new, let's say, profession, a new career, there are things you used to do there that you will still need here. In fact, you might be better than people you met there because of the expenses you are bringing on board. You are a lawyer before now. So some of us don't understand legal framework. So once you come as a tech person, you are able to guide us through legal challenges. You're able to structure businesses for us. So I can tell you that you still need that knowledge. Don't think it's a junk that you have to just fight it or you hate it. No, they are part of what you need along this journey. In fact, you'll be glad that you were somewhere else before because you can bring a different view to a case study. Do you understand? Whether you used to be in, whether let's say English, just language, but that's what you studied before, and you are thinking, I need to go into what is it now? Let's say you want to be a product designer. Of course, you will need that knowledge again here because there are concepts, there are words you use. You feel like I want to simplify these things for even the smallest kid, so anybody can pick it up and use it. So that is a leverage. So you still use that knowledge as a leverage in the new path you are about to embark on. So I wish you all the best, my brother. Okay. I live at Afatedo. Yes. So I live at Afatedo, but most times I'm usually around, in the town because most times it takes a lot of. I work a lot outside more than I do at home. So if you need to get across to me, once you reach out to the director, so he's gonna, share my contact with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So see you there.
Thank you so much, sir. We are rounding up and we have come to the final segment of the event. Put your hands together for Mr. Ayoyinka Aremu Abdulhafiz to tell us the winner of the challenge and to round up this event. Put your hands together for the boss.
Thank you. So there's no much time. Yeah. So it's been a great day, right? Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So and I hope every one of us. Yeah, that in the comments, right? Okay. Okay. Are you reading some questions of mine? Oh, okay. That's good. Okay. So we can type it there. So Cresdig is located at let me just say the address. If you're in Ogbomoso, you let's say if you know Orita Naira, so let's say along Orita, like you're going to Mashifa Ojagbo. So just around opposite or adjacent Ladi Pharmacy. So there's a building called Ejide Building. So we are at the top here. You see Cresdig Building. Yeah, so I think that's clear, kind of. For our winners, yeah, I don't want you even to talk much about what I've just said, but we all understand the topic of this month CWB, and I hope we have add one or two things to our can I say our dictionary was. So now the speakers, those who took on the challenge, you guys did very, very well. All of you, 6 of you, right? I must see, like I said the last time, just like a month ago now, I said something. I said it's not about it's not about the money, it's not about the price, it's not about the bonus that is at stake. It's about the confidence, the belief you have in yourself. Like, okay, let me try this out, and I'm so much impressed because now we did this challenge for 2 reasons. The first reason is we want you to have an understanding about how the tech ecosystem works. What is actually happening apart from you learning. So okay, and if you are learning now, where are you headed to?
So and what or who are those who have who have achieved something with these skills? Now we're talking about from learners to professionals, from learners to founders. So and you cannot be a founder or a startup founder if you don't have any of these skills. So that's number one. Number two reason you are doing this just to help your communication skills. So you're still going to get to a point whereby you guys are going to present. I don't know you have done any presentation so far. Later, have you done any presentation? No, you guys still. So I remember the last set last year. Yeah, if you can remember, like 2 or 3 weeks into training, they started uh, having different class presentations. So you're still going to get there. So just not to waste much of our time. So we have 6 presenters, right? We have Joseph, we have Precious, we have Esther, that is Dunia, right? We have Mayowa, we have Abdullah, and we have Grace. So looking at the delivery, looking at the doing justice to the question, to the points, looking at the facts and figures, and looking at your presentation, your every other thing. So we nobody is perfect. We just have to try to work on ourselves and to get better. And I believe what you have just said today, even if you are even reading it somewhere, at least you have said more than 500 words today, each and every one of you. So, like out of the 500 words you have said, at least you will still have like 2 or 3 words still stuck in your head. And anywhere you get the opportunity to to for someone to ask you about money point, to ask you about fintech, to ask you about something like unicorn or any other thing that has to do with the terms of what you have just said, you have an idea. Okay, who is the founder of money point? It's Tosin. Leonard Uda, the founder of OP. The journey of OP, how it started. You're able to do well with it, and actually, I'm very very well impressed. Well, firstly, what we have for you, the 6 of you, firstly is you guys are going to have free access to the internet for the next 1 month. Yeah. So the 6 of you, like, just don't bother about the internet. If you are here, as long as you are here within these premises, free access to the internet. I think that's it. All. I think we should even end it there, right? No more, nothing else. Okay, so so the third position actually now, so it just something for, like I said the last time, 6 of you. I think the last time we had how many presenters? 6, right? And then I wanted to pick one, right? But later on we went on to give all of you a prize, but it's not going to happen to now. So at least all of you have free internet access. So the third position is going to have just you're going to have just 2,000 naira airtime worth of airtime. So the third position is going to have 3,000 worth of airtime, and the first position is going to have 10,000 naira cash. So transfer for the launch for today. So the third position that I have here with me is not my own, it's not my judgment. So don't attack me. It's the collective effort for the collective. So the third position, the third position is Esther Juni. The third position I have here. The second position, actually, we could have, we had how do I put it? The third from the second and the first, they did well, but just a little bit. I think they had the contrast. There's just a little difference that made us, to to have to even to edge to an edge, like a little bit edge. The first had from the second. So the second position is Ajala Joseph Fikayo. So he did well. He did well. He was able to get to the points, and but next time just try to work on, just try to work on. You have a lot of. I think I discovered you had a lot of things to say, but you were not able to finish on one before you get on the second one. And so just work on your presentation, and communications. I was even surprised you gotten when I saw your name among the names, because all the ones we have been doing, you just try to to hide, but you did well. So the first question is Ajibade Mayowa. Yeah. To be sincere, to be sincere, he did very, very well. Talking about the background check, the history, talking about the technical point of view, talking about the tools he used. No, he was able to, he did his research very, very well, and that's very, very impressive. So, then from for the next edition, when the question is out, I think the question should be out in next 1 or 2 weeks for the next edition, for the next one. So I hope to see more of us to join and to do to do more research or more findings on the question. Try to look into details. It's not about you trying to present or trying to you are learning in the process. You are learning. So, and one thing I want you to understand about this topic is I used to tell the past students, and I'm going to tell you now. I think if I've told you before, I don't know, but it's for you to understand that someone somewhere one day just woke up to create a solution to a problem. Somebody, someone like you, someone like me, just discovered that, okay, there's a problem here. How can we solve it? With what skill? I actually, I most of the time make mention of Facebook. I make mention of WhatsApp. Somebody did that. It's something revolutionary. Something is a change. Like, okay, I just woke up one day, like I was there needs to be a digital community, something that's going to connect someone who is in Africa to someone who is in Asia. That's what Facebook did. You know, just with this basic knowledge, then I think like over like 20 years ago, so almost 20 years ago, this happened. When WhatsApp came, it was revolutionary too. OPE came, all those things. We need to, in Africa, we need to even to beat ourselves to it. That, okay, what can we do? You are not doing this for the money. You are doing it because that's why you're here. You are trying to create the value. You are creating solutions to problems. The speaker made mention of Chowdek. I remember when Chowdek founder was speaking, the reason why he discovered, the reason why he started that food delivery app was because during the COVID-19, he was in quarantine then. So, and he wanted to buy food, and he couldn't even find any means, any platform to place an order for food. And they are going to probably to get him food just to serve an intermediary between the restaurant and the user. He couldn't find any. So now, okay, and then he was the software developer for Paystack. That is the founder of Chowdek. So Chowdek, he now discovered let me start working on Chowdek. Him and one other person, they started working on Chowdek. The first thing they did was they went to Unilag, reached out to all these I don't know all these food restaurants and Lautech. So like just for an example, like Alata and the likes. So they reached out to them. They said, okay, we are going to be we have riders and we are going to help you with your deliveries. There's one guy called Kayode Spaghetti or something Spaghetti in Unilag, so around Unilag. That guy early last year he marked 1 billion 1 billion orders through Chowdek. 1 billion orders. I'm not talking about the money, but the number of orders he has taken through Chowdek app was 1 billion. Then also, apart from you making the money, even if you made 1 naira profit on each delivery, on each order, that's how much. So you just have to. If someone didn't wake up one day to create a solution to that problem, do you think we'll have something like Chowdek now? Now another startup, another product like that was announced just like last week again. They call it Soup. Soup is going to do almost the same thing Chowdek is doing as well. But Chowdek are using riders, right? The riders, they have a percentage they are going to take from riders. But Soup is coming out, they are telling riders that, okay, you are coming, you are going to work for us because without riders, there's no way you can do delivery. So you are coming to work for us, you are going to give you 100% of your money. That's their own USP. Do you know the meaning of USP, right? USP. Web design students, you should know USP. USP. You don't know USP. It's a selling point. As a product, you are building a product, you must have your USP. Okay, because there is no new idea sometimes, but you are doing something. Once what you are doing, you want something distinctive, something to make it different from was existing before now. So now, what do? You have your own USP. Now they are coming. They said all riders are going to get their money 100%. No percentage, nothing to be taken there. You understand my point? So we have others too. We have Glovo, right? We have Glovo in Lagos, and so you can think of something else. I remember in 2016, 2017, I was working on a platform then. We call it Softwork. Softwork was because we tried to find to build the platform purposely because we wanted to serve as a we wanted to create a platform to help finalists, final year students with their projects. So then we're just going around institutions in Southwest, and we're trying to collate different projects, trying to work on projects. But because I remember when I was in school, I was working. I think in my final year, I helped a lot of students with their projects, even before I got there. So I just feel okay. What do I have? So that's why the aspect I actually want you to raise. You have the point. You have your strengths. How can you work on your strengths? So then I was like, I can do this. Like I know when I was in 300 level, a lot of people know were referring my supervisor will refer students to me for their final year projects. So then after I left school, I was like, okay, let us create a platform. We call it Softwork, softwork.ng. Then there's no more system actually. So then I still the first project I got was of a computer science student from North reached out to me, and then I collected 30,000 naira, and that was 2016 or 2017. So, and I was like, this money. Then after then, we collect a lot of paper because we couldn't just, my assistant then we couldn't just manage it. So, that's why we stopped that. So, and you can even take it up because one thing we have to look when you are building a product is look into the audience, your market. Now, you are building something for students. There's no how you want to do it. Students, schools, university will still be there till forever. At least in the next 50 years, we still have Lautech, right? You can be the business for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Definitely it's a successful business. So look into that direction. What can I do? My target audience, my market are students. Definitely you have a good market. Another thing is you think about the branding, think about the marketing, the promotion, and you think about how can you build that product? Probably the website because before you have a finished work, you must think about they call something MVP, right? MVP, the first set of you know your first set of what's it called? Your product you're pushing out there. Like you want to test, you want to use to see okay how people react or how people use it and what you are taking to the market for the first time. So that is what you can do. You as a student, you can start building something now. I met some students like 2 years ago on Twitter. They were building an app. They call it Movers. Movers, just a logistic platform too for students, only for students. They started in Uniloring. So they were trying to do like be an intermediary between students and riders. They help them pick their items from somewhere to from the pickup point to the delivery point. They call it movers. Within the university space, that's another market. That's another audience already. So you can think of something. Like I've said now, you can think of a final year project. You are good with writing projects. You can think of having a platform like, okay, you can have already made projects. Already project you have worked on, you have done. You can just put the chapter one on probably you have a website, put the abstracts and the chapter one also, put it there. Anybody that sees it and likes the project, have submitted the topic. So they come back to you and say they want to have access to the full project and they pay. That's the platform we used to do. You can still use your own ideas to develop it now, but then that was the format the template we were using. And then we were getting money, at least something. So it's my just think about something. Just know when you probably know you are in Nigeria now, when you know that nobody is coming to help you except God, nobody is coming to assist you. You know, okay, you have to sit right and you have to work on yourself. So even if I tell myself that I will tell them, see, if I don't have any, if I do not have any work, let's say I lose my job or any other thing at the moment, I say there are a lot of things I know I can bank on. I know a lot of skills I have, or a lot of other things someone I can back on and just to even to manage for the moment and get on. That is why you have the skill. And another thing I'll have to encourage you: don't rely on whatever you are learning in the classroom. Go online, buy courses, develop yourself, Like, don't see yourself beyond this space. Hmm? You can be the next. You go to the Forbes list. Check the Forbes list, the richest list for the Forbes list. See if number 1 to 10, the richest, or you check number 1 to 5. There are tech guys now. Bill Gates is a tech guy. Elon Musk is a tech guy. All of them. What they do? They don't rely on probably trying to, because that's what we do in Africa, especially in Nigeria. We just rely on working for companies. Like, we just want to work for and get salary and get paid every end of the month. No, they think beyond the box. They think about the problem, the solution, and they're not looking for the money. They're not looking for money, because definitely money is going to come. They have a good product. Speaker talked about. I think you spoke about Paystack, right? Shola and Ezra, when they developed Paystack. Shola said, then he went to San Francisco. That is they call why is it called? Y Combinator. Yeah, those guys. They are the ones. They are investors. They are a group of investors. I think they are the top investors. And Y Combinators, we have Techstars and the likes. Now, those guys, he went there to to just observe. Actually, they had a product. They are being a payment system, or what do you call it, stacker? So just to integrate and for Africa. So they were just wanted to observe what's going on. Shola said when he got there, he was seeing people who came to to pitch about their product. They pitch about a bra that's going to detect if you have cancer. It was like, let me be why. Like, it was just like it was like, hey, I don't have anything to offer here. Like, we are just here to observe. Like, he didn't even believe in himself, because people are thinking, like, how can you even think of something as far as 2016? People think of something that's going to detect or discover breast cancer. As at then, so it was unfortunately for him, he met someone and said, I'm building something, I'm building a payment system for Africa. The investor asked, what is the population of Africa? He said, I'm billion, over a billion people or so. So he said, so you have this thing you are doing, and something like that has never happened before then. So he said he's going to have $100,000. That was the first investment he gave them, $100,000 in 2016. He said, well, the first thing he did was he called his mom, that, mommy, I've made it. That was the first thing he did. He was not even thinking about 100,000. I'm very sure that as at then, he couldn't have even spent probably $1,000 or $2,000 on what he was building. And the first payment he got was $100,000 from that investor. The first thing. And when was it not 2020? 2020, when Stripe now came, he said to acquire the company. When they came to acquire Paystack for $200 million, right? $200 at 2020. So they came to acquire, and the deal was, okay, you are going to buy this company from us, but you are still going to remain the CEO of the company. Yet they sold the company for $200 million, and they are still getting paid every month till this moment. And they still have shares in the company. That's another story. Another story is a story of Julian Duru. I don't know if everybody knows Julian Duru. Julian Duru was a software engineer for Money Point, and he resigned last year. Let's say he retired. Because it was not, when he made the tweet, he said he has to resign, that he's not even going to make any, he's not going to any company. He just wanted to work on his own company. The guy resigned or retired at the age of 30. Age of 30. Have you seen that before? And he sold part of his shares in Money Point for $850,000 last year. And the guy I know he was earning 5 million naira every month till the time he resigned. So Julian Duru, then before he made that post, was just having like 300 followers on Twitter. Just 300, less than 500 followers. So he was busy working on himself. The guy said before he got to work with MoneyPoint, then it was Team Apps. He said he was already a software guru before he got, and then he was not even 20 years then. Guy was not even 20 years before because he worked with money for 10 years, right? And yes, last year he was 20, he was in, I think he celebrated 30 years last year. 30 years. So and he worked with money for 10 years. So before getting into Money Point, he had become a software guru already. And they asked him, how did you do that? Did you get on probably someone to mentor you? He said it was doing a lot of self-learning. But one thing those guys had then that we don't have here, that we are trying to do here in people in places like Ogumosho here, is that those guys had, they were exposed to opportunities. You know, they were exposed. It's not even until he got to him. It was not even when he got to university. He had started learning software when he was in secondary school. You know, you could really find that here in Ogumosho, you really find it. So that's the bridge we are trying to build. No, there are a lot of knowledge, there are a lot of skills out there. So and for him to have that skill, he doesn't have two heads. So for him to be able to do that, anybody here can do it as well. What do you need? You just need access to the right information. And that's what we are trying to do. So I just want you to just see yourself beyond this stage. Email, just 2 or 3 of you can just have ideas. Let us start working. You can start working on it for 3 years. I don't know if you guys watch. Sorry, there was a movie then. There was a popular movie then. They call it Acrimony. Acrimony by I think something Perry, Tyler Perry, right? So Acrimony, there's something I want to take from there. That guy was building something right from the beginning, so everybody was calling it trash. He was building like even everybody's family was what are you trying to do? What's this nonsense you're trying to do? At the end of the point, at the end of the day, he eat it. And the first paycheck he got was billions. So another example was a few weeks ago, federal government tried to invest. Is that even an investment? Tried to give out 50 million naira to each startup students. I don't know if you last got that information through Ministry of Education. Yeah, that's why I said I always ask you which platform are you using? TikTok, the man low, and the computer science students. Eh? Tech students, you are on TikTok. I'm not saying you should not, I don't have any rights, not, but I'm just saying, I just have to advise you. If you know you are looking for the right information to help you, your life or whatever you're doing, go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter. That's how you get the right information and get yourself into that community. Those communities that are talking about your skill, the skill you are learning. It's just like 4 weeks ago or so, federal government gave those guys, just 45 of them, 50 million naira each for their product. They have, some of them have not even started working on the product. They just have their something to show off. They have they have that website. I'm very sure the one who has spent most money on those products probably will really spend 3 million naira. I'm not sure if there's anyone. Just an app, not even an app, a website. They brought 3,000 of them together. Unilag has like almost 20 winners from Unilag. OAU has like 5 or so. Like didn't have any. I think Kwasu have one. They have one, and New Learning has one as well. Why? Yeah, guys like you, they have access to information. They're out there. They're looking for they're on their phone, and they are thinking about what do I do. One guy was saying that his mom was like, no, what rubbish are you doing? When he was in the camp, because they camped them for a few weeks. When they got there, the mom was one of his. He called his mom like, "Mommy, pray for me. I'm about to win this." And, like nobody even took him serious. And he got 50 million. Everybody was celebrating after winning 50 million. 50 million. If you get 50 million, you get 50 million. How would you feel? I'm very sure we'll not be coming here anymore. So that is it. So you have to build yourself, work on yourself, please. If you start talking now, we talk to the end of the day. But nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mú bẹ̀ ni pé work on yourself. Think of it. There are a lot of problems that you put. From last year to year, I've thought about 3 different products I was working on. I had to abandon some. We were working on renters, right? We went on renters last year. What do we want to do with renters? If you have instead of you buying something, you can rent it out. You can rent it. Instead of you selling, you can rent it out. And we have not even seen such platform before now. I'm not aware. In Nigeria, there is in India, there is Fat Llama in UK. There is one rent asked in India. But in Nigeria, I've not seen that. You can rent equipment, emergency equipment, rental equipment, even instead of you to buy. I've not seen that. You can work on that. We are working on the delivery app as well. A lot of things. So a student like you don't even have, me, I have a lot of problems. You don't even have problems. You don't have responsibilities like that. So you should be able to think beyond the box. Think of problems. Because me, when I thought about rental is when I was having that problem. Wanted something like I couldn't even see where to buy, when to even rent. Is there there's no app, there's no platform where I can even rent for the next 2 or 3 hours. Nothing like that has been done. Can't you do that? You're a software guy now. Should be able to do that. So, but most of the problems we have now, people are thinking about money. Everyone wants to make money, want to get on jobs whereby they are paying. Even if they pay you 1 million naira, 1 million naira, you still finish. Could it But if you have your product now and the first gig you have, somebody just give you $5 million, you know, you want to contest for some of emotion, and I'm very sure. So just see yourself beyond that, please. And we can all work. If you have an idea, come to me, please. If you have an idea, come. Let us think about that. How can we even to make it better? Please. And that's the kind of people I would like to see. I like to work with. I like to talk to. I want someone who has that mentality to want to change the narrative. Okay? So I wish ourselves all the best. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for joining TWB 2.0. We have come to the end of this program. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you all next month for TWB 3.0. Thank you for coming.
I did one of our last service. One of our clients. I don't remember last year. Yeah, so go to school. So, and I've gone through it as well. I know anyone who has interested in can try that. It's 600. So I don't even know that. You know that. Oh, gosh, you know, the siblings. You can manage to do that. And if you live here in the north,